Hi everyone, I'm here at the Bishnudevi Temple area near Naikap, Kathmandu, and I'm doing a hike to the Dahachok hilltop. This part here is the kind of the end bit of the Dahachok ridge that starts from up there, which is behind this tree here. Cannot see now, and this ridge continues. This is the Bishnudevi area. This is also a bit part of that continuation from Dahachok, and it continues towards Kirtipur. As you can see, there is a kind of gorge section there, which is cut by the Balku stream or Balku river. It's not a big river, kind of stream now. It must have been a good river back in those days when there were no houses like what we have now. And that's the ridge of Kirtipur hill which continues. Let me show you from here. That continues towards, now it's covered by houses, doesn't look like much of a hill, but it's a hill, must give you some idea. That continues all the way towards Chobar. That's the exit of Bagmati river from Kathmandu valley, and it must have been a beautiful forest before human settlement, and which continued from all the way from that exit Chobar Gorge, the exit of the main river of Kathmandu valley, Bagmati river system, and continues this way. I'll show you as I go up, and that comes down to Nagdhunga there, and that's the main entry point to Kathmandu valley from the western side of Nepal. More later. So I'm here at the gorge of Balku Khola. It's a small stream, a tributary to Bagmati river. It goes all the way down to a place called Balku, which is named after this guy here, river. And as I told you before, this cuts through this this hill ridge. There are like Khasi Bazaar area, and that separates this side of the hill to the south side of the hill, which is known as Kirtipur, which was one of the major settlement area historically among the major settlement area of Kathmandu valley, which are Kantipur, which is known as Kathmandu now, Lalitpur, Bhaktapur and Kirtipur. So it was ruled by Queen Kirti Lakshmi. Now it's known as Kirtipur. And this hills, as I said before, continues up to the Bagmati river exit from Kathmandu valley at Chobar. But I'm going this way, continuing this hill ridge up to Dahachok hill. But today is a bit overcast day, so you cannot see much. You cannot see things that are very far. Only close things are visible. So guys, it's been a long time since I've been outside. I've been a lazy bone kind of, but I was doing some other things to keep myself going. As you know, I don't make any money from YouTube, so I have to do other things. So I was a bit busy with that thing. So finally I found some time to get out today. I just checked my boots today. They were housing creatures. So some ghat construction activity going on here at Balku near Bishnudevi Temple here. So ghats are a kind of platform on the river bank to take a bath. Nowadays people don't take bath on that water, but for cremation, for other purposes like worshipping the river also, in the Eastern culture they worship everything like river, snake, all the animals, mountains even, they like, yeah, they do such kind of things also from the ghats. And they are building, I think they're clearing here, they're just cleaning the mud from the recent flood, I guess. They're building new ghat on the other side. But this is the way for the hike. So I just came a little further up from the Bishnudevi Temple, and this trail, let's say, it's a motor road as well. Motor road come trail will get to kind of a pass, you know, Bhanjyang. It's called in Nepali. Bhanjyang is a place, the lowest point in the ridge. So this hill, this will be at its lowest at Naikap, and that's where the main road of entering Kathmandu from the western Nepal passes through, and the hill continues towards Dahachok this way. Okay, some of the lucky trees still remained from that you know, hill, which has been, you know, fragmented into pieces now by road, by houses, even, you know, encroachment. But this forest continued all the way from that Dahachok hilltop there, all the way down to Naikap and towards Kirtipur and up to Bagmati river exit at Chobhar, and even further to Lalitpur. But now it's all been, you know, disturbed by humans. Patch of forest left there on the other side of the ridge after the Bhanjyang. I'm still on my way to the Bhanjyang at Naikap. Bit closer look of the same forest, which is drowned by overwhelming number of houses. So I'm near the Bhanjyang, the lowest part in the ridge at Naikap here, which is the point where the highway, the Tribhuvan highway that connects Kathmandu Valley, not just to Pokhara, to West Nepal. So this is the southern part of the hill, and that's the northern, let's say, kind of northwestern part of the hill. 2 trees still left, probably from that original forest that existed here for thousands of years, if not for millions. These are the only remaining sad ones. All others are chopped down for human stupidness. And these trees must be mourning for their past, you know, cousins, brother, sister, whatnot. Now it's all been turned into a desert like this. That's the way towards Nagdhunga. That's the exit point of Kathmandu in the western side, and that's the way to Kathmandu. So I want to talk a little bit about the starting point here. If you're doing it from the Kalanki area, Khasi Bazar, or the area towards the eastern part from here of Kathmandu, then you can start from here, Naikap. Or if you are doing it from Kirtipur, you can do it from Bishnudevi Temple area where I started. Even from some parts of Chandragiri, if you are close to Kirtipur. Sorry for the noise of the traffic, so I'm trying to get away. So if you are starting this hike from Kirtipur, you can start from Bishnudevi, or if you are starting from Kathmandu, you can even start further up from the Sitapaila area if you are close to that area, or if you are near Kalanki area, you can start from here. And if you start from this side, it will end at Nagdhunga. the western exit of Kathmandu Valley. And if you're starting from Chandragiri, you can start from Nagdhunga and here or Sitapaila, depending on where you want to end up. But since I'm starting from here, I'll be ending this hike at Nagdhunga. Alright, see you on the hike. Let's see how well I can cross this chaos before joining the other side of the hill. Okay, I survived the traffic. So the hill continues this way now. So as you can see, that was the other side of the hill where I was before. So I'm going this way. A patch of greenery left. A bit further up of the hill, but it's being cut for the road. I don't know how long it can survive. I hope I'll get off this concrete road soon and get into the real trail. Okay, getting close to that patch of green forest here. Oh, finally getting out of the chaos. Oh, even now they're destroying the left of the hill here. Oh man, this makes me sad to see this. It must have been covered by forest, but there will be concrete trees here soon. Very ugly ones, not like this. Oh man, why people are getting so stupid. Oh man, it hurts me so bad to see that they've cut that beautiful hill just to build an ugly concrete house. Finally got into the real trail, and it's good to take some fresh air finally. Oh man, it was all green like this all the way up to Chobar. That's Kirtipur there, and it's the patch of the green. That's some greenery left on the other side of Bishnudevi area near Naikap. But it doesn't look like hill anymore. It's all hill of concrete and steel. Oh man, look at that haphazard towning. Oh man, this is really sad. And that's Kathmandu there, and there's Swayambhu there, if you can see. Swayambhu means self-manifested. So that's the name of that temple there on that hill. Not Monkey Temple. It's not Monkey Temple. Okay, it's Swayambhu. Okay, let's continue here. Okay, I'm here at the top of the Naikap Dana, and this is the major tree part on this hike, on this hilly area left on the valley now. Though these are not the native tree, these are introduced pine trees, but there are some original plants down there, few left. But at least it's good to see some tree, no matter what kinds. These are not the kind of tree for this area, not very friendly trees for this part of the land and environment, you know, ecosystem. As you can see, not much bird there because they don't know these trees. They were not here before, and they are not friendly for the groundwater system as well. They suck much water than the native trees which are down there, which are chestnuts, you know, fig and all those kind of things, but all been destroyed. At least they have planted some, that's good, and they have kept the top area like this. Not sure what's the reason. Looks like a fort, but it cannot serve that purpose from here. But anyway, at least there is some space left still, but not sure for how long. finger crossed it will remain like this for the future generation, but I'm not sure. Okay, unfortunately it's a very overcast day today, so you cannot see very far, but it's good for me because I lost my sunnies and I ran out of my sunscreen, so there's some good part, but in terms of video part you cannot see much thing beyond the closest capacity of this camera. But let's continue on the trail this way. Oh yeah, finally you can walk on a trail. So I'm here at the place called Naikab Football Ground. That's Naikab Sports Club office there, and there's a football ground down there, and here's a temple, Balkamari temple here, and this is the main thoroughfare. I guess there is no trail to get here from the last place I talked, where there were some pine trees, so unfortunately you have to walk on the road up to here. From here I'm hoping to find a trail. Let's see how it goes. It's a closer look of Naikab Maidan, which means Maidan means ground, Naikab ground. That's the way towards Kathmandu, and that's the hill that continues towards Dahachok up there, which is under cloud now. It's going to rain today around midday. I'm hoping to get there before that, even to back home before it starts to rain, but the Chandragiri hills in the distance already under cloud, Champa hill, so I don't know when it's going to rain. Looks like it's going to happen soon, but let's hope it doesn't. Alright, looks like there is no trail left from Naikab onward, so I'm continuing on the road. But it looks like there's a trail from here. Good sign. Not sure where that goes to. So that trail was for going down to the valley, Chandragiri part of the valley. So I'm continuing on the road here. Though it's a road, it's not that bad in terms of traffic. Only few cars and motorcycle, every now and then. Otherwise, most of the time it's pretty quiet so far. And let's hope we'll get through a trail at some point. But for now, there's not much vehicle and at least some greenery here. That's a positive thing. I've reached Kitini Bhanjyang here after walking about 15 minutes, I guess. Some greenery left here from the original forest, I'm pretty sure. But as you can see, all destroyed by human settlement. And from this junction, you have to continue this way if you want to walk all the way to the top of the hill. So there is a trail from here. Yeah. Finally on the trail. Oh yeah. No more cars and noisy motorbikes. Oh yeah. Okay, one Nepali house here in the middle of this ugly, so-called modern but ugly houses here. It's a beautiful house here. Can't see many of these houses in Kathmandu. Now, look at the roof. It's all tile, locally produced, and the carving on the edge of the roof. I don't know if you can see in the video or not. It's the original craft of the land. which has been forgotten now. Let's have a look on this side. I wonder how it survived the earthquake of 2015. It's a very old style house, but it will survive the earthquake. That's very impressive. More green, more open area here. Okay, that's a good sign. The road is getting a bit quieter as well. Okay, looks like we're on the right way. Okay, another Nepali house here at the village of Baad Bhanjyang, but unfortunately looks like no one is living there. Porch and the front yard is all covered in bush, all taken over by these ugly boxes. That's good, at least there are some left, like this one here. Another beautiful example of Nepalese architecture here, but unfortunately damaged probably by the 2072 earthquake. Don't get confused, I'm talking in Nepalese calendar terms. 2072 means the 2015 in 80 earthquake. Beautiful wood carving still left. Okay, a few more Nepali houses survived here, and it's good to know that there are some people still living there. As you can see, as you can hear people talking in there. This house is in good shape, but it's too bad. It's got a zinc roof on the front porch, but it's still the original tile roof on the top one. There's another one, but it's a mix of modern ugliness and original beauty. As you can see, this roof are not of tile or of zinc plates. It's a beautiful Chautari here. Chautari is a place to sit down and relax, chill out, hang out with the locals, chat with the elders, and take a rest when you're going from a place to another. So it's a resting place, and usually with 2 trees of Burren people. It's barely 10 o'clock. It's already started drizzling a bit. I don't know if I can make it to the top before it starts raining heavily. Oh, that's a beautiful house there. Look at that. I'll go and have a closer look of that. There's a cute cow here, investing on a foreign visitor to his village. Stranger. Oh, look at this house. Unfortunately, there's not much sunlight. It's so beautiful. Still so intact. Hasn't got a single crack on its wall on either side, though it's all mud and brick. Look at this. Oh man. It's all in its original form. This is the simplest form of the Nepalese window style. If you don't fancy carving, or if you can afford a big artistic window, then this is the one you use. Simple one. Just holes and the frame. It still looks so beautiful. Look at the border on the top. That's where the supports of the roof rest. And there's a ventilation for the top story. Usually they store grain there in the past, but nowadays I don't know what is there.
And the roof has a nice triangle that side, and it's all unaffected by that 2072 earthquake, which means 2015 in AD. Look at this. Now they've got these ones, very ugly looking, and not native houses. You're still watching me, huh? Yeah, I'm leaving now. Bye bye. And here is some beautiful small patch of forest left. I don't know for how long it will be here, but it's good to see some. So another patch of rainforest here with a mix of native and non-native trees like the pines. They are the introduced species which are not very good for the ecology here, for the local biodiversity, but it's good, at least they have planted something. And it's better, actually. You can see some native trees as well along with the pine trees. Okay, finally a road without cars and surrounded by lush green trees. Oh yeah, this is what I was looking for. Oh yeah, let's hope I won't meet a single car before getting to the top. The road is getting really quiet. Hope you heard that cricket. I'm trying not to show my existence so I can record the sound. Hope you can hear the cricket sound here. Finally I can get off the road and walk on the nature. But unfortunately it's not a sunny day. It's starting to drizzle a little bit already and everywhere it's covered in cloud. I was hoping to talk about surrounding valley area of Kathmandu, but you cannot see much in the video. But I try to talk about things as much as possible. So the good news for now is we are on the trail. Oh yeah. Okay, there is the Nepalese monastery here, nearly at the top. Quite a cozy place for meditation. Although the trail is getting really exciting now. You can see birds, lots of native plants, but unfortunately it's getting foggy and foggy. You cannot see much far. The visibility is getting poor. Let's see how we can go with this. Some cool bird sound here. Oh yeah. We could hear this bird in Kathmandu if we had protected some forest to hear the sound. But you have to come this far to hear the sound now because there's no place for these birds in the city. The drizzling stopped and the clouds started to break up a little bit. That's the valley down below. That's the Chandragiri area around Balambu. So I just left the Manakamana temple hill behind, which is just up there, that top there. So this is the way towards Dahachok top or the Kalupande top. So I'm approaching Kalupande top. It's very close.
Looks like they have recently constructed this road. It's on the way to get blacktop soon, I think. But the good news is there are not many cars around, not many vehicles, and it's all green forest around. It's a good path to walk on, though the road has destroyed the forest. It must have been a good thing for the locals. Some more deforestation and natural destruction going on there in the name of housing, which is just below Dahachok. Pretty close to Dahachok now. That's the Chandragiri area. I just walked past that area. Oh man, they have pushed the creek further down and they have built a wall just to make bloody houses. What a destruction. I got some hiking mates, hiking companions here to friendly jog. Finally, when I was at the summit of my hike. So that's the top of Dahachok. Kalupande Ko Tauko, or in English, Kalupande's head. Almost there. Okay, let's go. Come on. Come on. There's the guy. And here's the company. What do you see there, Blackie? Something interesting? Tired, huh? Had to go uphill. Okay, let's go. Let's do it. So we reached this place. Looks like a deserted eatery, kind of lodge or something. Leftover foods and plates. I just gave Blackie some food left here. Looks like he didn't like it. And that's the top of the hill. Unfortunately, it started to get foggy again. Let's see how much we can see here. Since it's still a rainy season time, the bush is grown pretty high. This is the Kotkar. Kotkar means kind of arsenal of a fort, not the kind of arsenal, but small mini arsenal nearby a fort. This must have been the Kalupande's arsenal of that time, since it was in a very strategic location of the entry point into Kathmandu Valley from the west. It's foggy, so cannot show you most of the surrounding. And I'm going towards the cremation site of Kalupande, the first Prime Minister of Nepal. And let's see how much we can see through this fog. So it says historical fort. So that's the site of the fort, but though it hasn't survived, they have just secured the area with a fence. And here is a view tower, which is useless today. As you can see, not much visibility.
and I'm going towards Kalupande's cremation site known as Kalupande Ko Tauko, or Kalupande's head is a loose translation of English. So that's the guy himself there. If you can see the statue, I get close. There he is. So that's Kalupande there, standing tall with a sword. Here at Kalupande's head. The description of Kalupande here. Kind of a small monument here. That might be his cremated site. There's a little temple there. Kalupande again. Though it's not related with hiking, but since this point is the culmination point of today's hike, I'll talk a little bit about Kalupande here. So Kalupande is the first people elected Prime Minister of Nepal. People elected not in today's term, but at that time the king Prithvinaran Shah had someone else in his mind for the Kazi. The Prime Minister at that time used to be called Kazi, but the surrounding vassal states and the people favor for Kalupande, which is here, and he elected him as his Prime Minister. And in those days, Prime Minister wasn't a guy who sits in a desk doing some paperwork. He has to go on war with a sword in his hand, and that's what he did. And he died in the war of Kirtipur, which he suggested not to fight at that time, but the king wanted to fight, so they went for the war, and they lost it, and he died in the war, on the same war. And the king very gravely, he missed Kalupande very much after the war, because he didn't follow his suggestion, and they lost the war. They lose 1,200 people on the Kirtipur war, so it took another 2 wars to win over Kirtipur for Prithvinaran Shah. And after Kalupande died in that war, they brought his body here and they cremated here. This is the place from where they could see the Gorkha on the west. Gorkha is the hometown of King Prithvinaran Shah, so they brought Kalupande's body and put him here to rest, from where Gorkha could be seen, and he has rested here forever. So this is the body of Kalupande's being rested here, just in front of his statue. Very wise guy, fierce fighter, and a good advisor to the king. But unfortunately, the king didn't follow his advice, and he lost his life a bit too early. So there's a nice little temple as well. That was the Kalupande monument there. So I just want to talk a little bit about the historical context of Dahachok area here. There's a village down here. It's called Dahachok. This is the top of this hill. So Dahachok is the place where Prithvinaran Shah, the unifier of modern Nepal, he wanted to make the capital here at Dahachok. Probably it was connected with the sentiment of Gorkha, because he was the petty king of the Gorkha, small kingship of Gorkha house. So you could see Gorkha also from here, but now you cannot. There's fog, and you could see Kathmandu as well.
so he could see Gorkha and rule Kathmandu at the same time. Probably it might be the reason, I don't know why. If anyone with historical expertise watching can comment about that, but that's what I think might be the reason he had Dahachok in his mind. But since all the administrative building, all the palaces and the temples and all the monuments were in Kathmandu Valley down below, so later he might have decided to change his mind to make the capital here. Another reason also we can see in his advice known as Dibya Upadesh. He says to build cities and settlement on slopes on the hilly area rather than on the plain, because in the past the fields were important for growing crops and all the supplies, not just for the people, for the army, for the palace. So probably that might be the another reason to build the capital on a hill than on the lowland area. But it didn't happen. That was a bit of history talk. Let's continue the hike. So that was the top of the hill, the highest point of the hike. So now I'm returning back to the low area. I'm going down now. So I'm going towards the Nagdhunga now, and from there you can go back to Kathmandu or wherever you need to go. I don't know how much it is visible in the video. There is some settlement on the valley below on the other side of the hill. That's the Hading area, and this is Kathmandu. That's the Nagdhunga Bhanjyang, or the pass to exit from Kathmandu Valley to the west of the country. So that's what I'm going towards, to catch a bus back to Kathmandu and complete the hike. So I have to go through this forest and down there. Though it's not clear today, but I can see why the king liked to build his capital at Dahachok. While being here, you can watch on the both side of the country. It's very strategic location. But it's time to hit the road now. I want to get back to Kathmandu to have lunch. Let's get there before I get too hungry. Okay. So I suggest to do this hike during off monsoon time, not during monsoon, because as you can see the trail is not that clear, covered by bush and slippery. But if you are up for an adventure, you can still do it for an adventurous hike. Otherwise you can avoid this rainy season, and for a better day as well, without cloud and darkness, you can see better views. So that's Dhading again. There's a little bit of patchy sun. I just saw some birds here. They just flew away. So the hike has been quite good so far. Now on the final leg. Some beautiful indigo flower here. A bit more here. And that's the trail. It's quite an open area here. There's Thankot area down there. I've still got a long way to go down to Nagdhunga. You can see view of Dhading and Kathmandu at the same time while going down this hill. It's a beautiful area, man. There's still some green forest left here. It's good to see.
Oh yeah, beautiful forest. As you see, the trail is not very clear. You have to guess your way since the bush has grown quite big. But at least it's open so you can see where you're going. So that's the Nagdhunga Bhanjyang, or the pass, Nagdhunga Pass, the western exit point of Kathmandu Valley. That's Tribhuvan Highway going towards Thankot and eventually Kalanki. That's the Thankot area down there. So I'm almost there. Need to walk this much. Not very excited to get back to that pollution and dirty air, but I have no choice. Getting really close to the end point of the hike. So sad to live behind this natural world, but I have to keep going. I have no choice. Almost there too. The chaos, smoke and dust and pollution. Oh man. This is the way I came from. Oh, I'm on the threshold of civilization, quote unquote, and wildness, sort of wild for this kind of area. Oh yeah. Oh no. Back to the human madness. Back to madness here. Look at that quiet world there. And here, already dust and smoke. So this is the end point of the hike. But if you are around Balambu or Thankot area, this could be your starting point, and Naikap or Siuchatar, depending on where you want to exit from, will be your end point. So this is the end of the hike. It's around 1 in the afternoon. I plan to finish the hike at 12, but it's still not a bad timing. I took lots of breaks and took pictures, video, and wandered a bit. But if you just keep walking, probably you can do it in 3 hours, 3 to 3.5 hours, starting from Naikap and ending at here. So this could be your start point if you are starting from Thankot area, and if you are starting from more into Kathmandu, like Sitapaila or those areas, then you can start from Siuchatar, and it might take a bit longer. But if you are starting from Kirtipur area, then you can start from Naikap. So things to bring during this hike is like hat, of course, sunnies, sunscreen, rain jacket, and walking pole if that helps you. I don't need it. So if you are doing the hike during this rainy season, bring sturdy shoes or boots, non-slippery. But the trail was quite slippery at places because of the rain. You can bring some mosquito repellents if you are scared of them. But I wore a full sleeve t-shirt, that also helps. But if you wear half t-shirt, then bring some repellents and some snacks and water, of course. That's all. So things you can see on this hike is like lots of different varieties of plants and birds and creatures,
like butterflies and other reptiles and things like that. If you're into those kind of things, and you can still see some old houses along the way, and of course the historical site of Kalupande's burial area. So Kalupande's head, as I showed in my video, but it was not a sunny day. I know the video quality is not that good. So if you're looking for a really easy and quite a good hike near Kathmandu, the Dahachok hike could be a good one. You can call it Kalupande's head hike as well, if you like, since that's the highest point on this hike. So see you on the next adventure. Thanks for watching. Going back to Kathmandu now. It's starting to rain a little bit now. What a timing. Just after I end the hike, it started to rain.